I just want to start off by saying that if you are watching this, you are actually not a loser. I actually just said that because it's a catchy title. But if you are watching this, you are just somebody who is troubled and somebody who doesn't know their place in life, and that's completely okay. Especially if you're my age. I'm 22. I don't know my place in life. But if you are at this age where you're just like, what do I do? Where do I go from here? What are my passions, etc.? This video is for you. Really quick, I don't want this to be like a whole thing where it's like, oh, she's just talking about her life or whatever. I kind of just want to like spread awareness as to like the things that I've been going through. So I've been currently going on my self-love journey. I've had a lot of realizations, and I don't know exactly what I want to do with my life, and I don't know exactly who I am, and I don't know what interests me, and I don't know what doesn't interest me. For those of you that can relate, there are a lot of people that when they're children, they kind of grow up being like, oh, I want to be this. Example for me, like I wanted to be an artist, and I swore up and down like that was what I was going to do, and that I was going to be into art, and I was going to do something in art. I just knew up and down that that was my calling. And then you fast forward a few years later, and then you realize like, wait a minute, I haven't actually created a piece of art in like years. So it's like, is that really my calling? Is that really what I want to do? I'm actually currently in that phase in my life, so I don't know if anybody else can relate. If you've ever thought about, oh, I want to be a teacher when I grow up, or I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a lawyer, and you just kind of like end up changing your mind, and you're just like, actually no, I don't want to do any of those things. Everybody around you was like, oh yeah, like so and so is definitely going to become a lawyer, a doctor when they grow up. And then it turns out that whole time it's actually not what you want to do. So then you go to college, and then you end up like taking classes for it, and it's like, wait, this is a lot of work. This is actually something that I don't see myself doing. So where do I go from here? What do I do now? I actually stopped doing YouTube for a little bit. I started this channel last year, and I actually wasn't consistent with it. I was consistent for maybe a few weeks, few months. I don't know if anybody watching is also aspiring to become either a YouTuber or an influencer of some type. It's definitely hard. It's definitely hard. I don't know how people do this, how people edit videos just constantly. It's definitely like work that honestly, I'm gonna say it right now, I'm very lazy when it comes to making videos. Like the amount of time and editing that people put into this stuff is crazy. So I just want to reiterate for people that are watching this, whether your interests or passions is in social media, or if your interests and passions is in something else, you have to be really good at that thing before you even consider doing it. And I would suggest putting a lot of research into it, and also just kind of going for it and getting a feel of what it's like. Don't do too much thinking on how you should start. Just kind of like start and do it. This can go for a lot of things. If you're somebody who's like me, who doesn't really have a lot of friends and doesn't really talk to people, all I can give the advice to you is that you go out more and you start to explore the world on your own, and don't be afraid to just be by yourself. With making friends in this day and age, and actually trying to find people that fit within your community, sometimes it can be hard, sometimes it can be easy. I've noticed that in a lot of places, people either have a really easy time at least finding somebody to talk to and trying to engage with, versus other times you're in a community where it's just not the same vibe as your vibe. And if you really look, you gotta really dig in there and like find people. If you do really struggle to find friends, if you struggle to socialize and things like that, just go outside. I don't know, like go outside, go on a walk. Like you'd be surprised at how a lot of people actually will stop by and talk to you. People will just like compliment you, maybe either that, or they'll just like ask you a question. The amount of times where I've gone alone and people have just like struck up random conversation with me is astounding. I don't know if it's because I just have that face, I'm not sure, but I was very surprised. And I don't know if it's because I don't go out much or whatever. If you're a loser like you claim yourself to be, go outside, get some sunlight, walk, literally just find something to do. A lot of people will just strike up to you, go up to you, make a conversation, and then if you want to take it a step further, don't be afraid to take action. If you're a loser and you don't really feel like relationships are for you, give yourself some time. If you genuinely feel like, yeah, you know, I guess I'll never have a boyfriend, or I'll never have a girlfriend, or I'll never have a significant other, whatever the case may be, don't spend your life thinking that a person or whoever comes into your life is like your whole world, and that you need to like find that significant other to complete you. And this goes for men and women. There's a reason why the relationship didn't work. There are reasons as to why that individual didn't want to be with you anymore, and there's a reason why things broke off. Whether it be your own fault, whether it be the other person's fault, it really doesn't matter. There's always going to be something that both of those people have done in that relationship that was wrong. If you feel like you are a loser, start feeling like you are a winner. You are not a loser. You are just somebody who struggles to find their place in life. You are somebody who struggles to find any value in this world, financially, emotionally, mentally, academically. You know, you don't have to be a loser all the time. You don't have to consider yourself a loser right now, and you can actually consider yourself a winner. You can actually consider yourself someone that perhaps placed in the top 3. You don't have to necessarily be first place at first. You are only a loser if you let yourself be a loser. And until you actually get up and say, hold on, like, I'm a loser because my life sucks. I'm actually having these traits in myself that I don't like, and I'm not really doing anything about it. I'm kind of just like sitting here and letting it overtake me, when in actuality, you could be changing yourself, and you could be changing the way that you approach things, and you could be changing the way that you see yourself. I know a lot of people are like, that's bull. Like, I've been dealing with mental health for so long. I have XYZ. It's just not easy. You know, I'm depressed. Like, getting out of bed is already like super hard. Getting up and showering is like daunting. Like, all of this stuff takes a lot of effort. You don't understand. And what I can say to that is, we have the technology and we have a lot of advancements in order for you to get up and try to solve it. I mean, with depression that bad, there is medication for that. Therapy, free healthcare, depending on your state. If you sign up and you look into that, you could get free therapy. I'm actually getting free therapy right now. There's always a solution. I know a lot of people think, oh, it's over, my life is over. Like, you don't understand. There is always a solution. You just have to really look at your options and really find a way through. And you really just have to like be tired. Just be tired of like how things are going right now, and take that step and be like, yeah, you know, I've had enough. Like, being a loser sucks. I hate being a loser. I hate being walked all over. I hate being somebody who's just in the shadows. I hate being somebody who is just not recognized. I hate being somebody who nobody checks up on. I hate being somebody who doesn't make a name for themselves. I hate being somebody who doesn't show up for themselves. And I'm seeing all these people online just make it seem easy. So why can't I do it? Why can't I be that person? Once you go from there, from being like, I'm sick of this, everything is like easy from there. I've said this once and I'll say it again. Brainwash yourself. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that as in like the best way possible. I mean brainwash yourself to the point where you are nothing more but hyperfixated on the fact that you want to get better, and hyperfixated on just positive stuff, because that is probably the fastest way. It is so simple to just switch that off and to just get into a mode where it's like, yeah, no, I've had enough. Like, I want to change and I want to be better. Once you have that all the way though, you're set. It is so refreshing to see your progress. And I think a lot of people don't talk about the fact that, like, even though you mess up on your journey, don't beat yourself up for it. It wasn't that serious. And I think that's something that I've come to terms with. I failed by not consistently posting on YouTube, yet here I am again. Here I am making another video in a simpler format because I don't want to edit. But like, what repercussions is there for me not editing? Nobody's gonna come in here and tell me you have to do this, you have to do that. I'm doing this for the sole purpose of I want to do this. And I know that if I just take it little by little, that eventually it's gonna become like, it's gonna become so easy that I can just do it with my eyes closed. In terms of going on your self-help journey, you don't have to take it that seriously. Look at all these people like succeeding out here, and look at all these people making all of this money and getting all this recognition. And I want to be that, but I can't be that because I've already failed at doing XYZ. I've already failed at completing my New Year's resolutions and sticking through with them. I'm fulfilling the things that I said I was gonna do. I said that this year I was gonna go on a vacation, and I never fucking did it. Yeah, you didn't do it, but guess what? It's like, this is year one of like the things that you were trying to change. You are going from being a loser, somebody who believes that they are a loser and somebody who hates themselves sometimes, to somebody who wants to be better and actually do something about it. Ultimately, where you want to go is you want to be somebody who is that somebody who succeeded in a lot of things, somebody who thinks very highly of themselves, somebody who wants to spend time with themselves. That's where you want to be. So if you're jumping from the lowest point to the highest point, obviously you're not going to jump all the way to the highest point at the first try. You're gonna jump a little high and then a little higher, and then eventually you get to the top. I feel like this whole self-help journey stuff was never that serious. It really was never not that serious. Like, it's not. Like step one is literally acknowledging the fact that I don't want to be a loser anymore. And then you take the second step, which is, okay, how do I not be a loser? And then the third step is taking the steps to not be a loser. And your final step is being a winner. Already by doing that first step of I hate this, I don't want to do this, you're already winning. Because a lot of people that walk around here that feel like their life is perfectly fine, even though they have all of these issues and they're living a life that they absolutely are unhappy with, they're the losers. They're the ones that aren't aware. There is so much out there and there is so much potential in themselves to change that they don't even recognize it, and they kind of just like, nah, I'm good. I'm good with the way that I'm living. I'm fine. You can be a winner if you just take that first step of being like, yeah, no, this sucks. I am a loser. Let me change it. I feel like a lot of people that do this whole YouTube thing and do this whole like self-care stuff, they take it very seriously, and they take it as, oh, well, you can't be procrastinating. You can't be doing this. You can't be doing that. You can't mess up, essentially. That's kind of the vibe that I get from those videos. And the truth is that this journey is all about mistakes. This journey is very messy. It is not easy like they said it was, and they advertise it as like you can just wake up one day and you're perfectly fine. That is not how it is at all. It's easy to get started. It's hard to be consistent. It's definitely a journey for sure. When you want to go from somebody who is a loser their entire lives to being somebody who succeeds at almost everything in their life and feels finally content with their life, it is the messiest path to be on, and it is the most inconsistent path to be on, especially if you're doing this at the first go and you're expecting immediate results and you're expecting to be, you know, maybe you're manifesting or something and you just believe that all of these results have to come to you naturally and just come to you immediately. That is not the case. You just have to be okay with the fact that you're going to mess up and that you're going to be inconsistent and that you're going to be wrong and you're going to lose. Essentially, being a loser in this stage is okay. Thinking that you're a loser and thinking that you suck and thinking that you're never going to be better is not okay. Being a loser and calling yourself a loser is like bottom of the barrel. Being a loser and working your way to becoming a winner, that already makes you somewhat of a winner. This journey is daunting and this journey is not easy whatsoever. A lot of people are going to be mad at you and a lot of people are going to not want to be around you. And it's true what they say. I'm just repeating what everybody else has said already. A lot of people are going to turn their backs on you and a lot of people are going to be like, I don't even know you anymore and you have changed and I don't like this new person that you are, and you're going to have to just be okay with that. Not a lot of people are meant to be in your circle, as already stated by a bajillion other YouTubers and a bajillion other self-help people that are on this platform, that are on other social media platforms. They've all said the same stuff and they say it because it's true. I always thought this whole self-help stuff was just like a bunch of bullshit. It's not true. It's just stuff that people are trying to promote to get people to like you or whatever, or become the best version of yourself overnight and become the best version of yourself within 6 months. Like, I feel like those types of videos kind of like make people have this pressure of being like, oh, well, this video says I can become my ideal self in 6 months. Let me try all of these things and then I will get to my ideal self in 6 months. Like, what happens if you don't get to your ideal self, even though you've implemented all the steps that they have included in that video throughout the 6 months, and then 6 months later you're like, I'm still a loser, I still suck, I still am struggling right now, and this isn't helping, this isn't working for me. Like, you will see results, but don't expect those results to be life-changing. Don't expect those results to be like you've already manifested everything that you've ever wanted. Don't expect that. Keep it in mind that it's a possibility that it can happen. Life works in mysterious ways. A lot of things can happen in 6 months. I'm not saying that it hasn't. I'm pretty sure maybe that video has or those videos have probably have been beneficial for people and they were able to succeed and get those things that they wanted within that 6 month frame. But if it doesn't happen, don't be discouraged. It's kind of like a guide as to getting to that point within those 6 months, and that's how I like to see it, because I've watched a ton of those videos within these past few months, within this past year actually. I kind of get frustrated with myself because I'm just like, oh my god, like I still haven't done X, Y, and Z. I still haven't done this and I still don't do it successfully. Like, you know, maybe 2 months straight I will be like on a roll and I'll just be doing everything perfectly fine, but then maybe a month later I'm like down and I'm like not consistent and I'm just like falling behind and I suck. The truth is that this journey isn't just for 6 months. This journey isn't just for 3 months, a year, whatever. This is forever. This is a practice. To practice this, and you have to master it. It is not easy. You can pick up a book, you can read. I've actually read about 15 books within these past year in the span of a few months, and as much as there is knowledge and as much as there is things that I have learned, and it hasn't gotten me to the point where I want to be, but that's okay. That doesn't mean that it didn't work. It just means that you are well on your way to becoming the person that you want to be. And that's essentially why I'm making this video, because I feel like a lot of people just get discouraged at the fact that there's a lot of people that are on this journey and then they don't get the results in the time frame that they want to get it at, and they're just like, oh my god, like I suck, I'm a loser, this isn't for me, like I guess I just wasn't meant for it. I want to be consistent on this channel, and I am working towards trying to find content to make, because making content is hard, especially on a YouTube platform. I will start going back to TikTok in October. For anybody who's watching, if they made it all the way to this video, first of all, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to do all of those things. Make sure to check out my TikTok too. I made videos before. I'm looking forward to going back on TikTok because I'm going to be doing something a little artistic. I'm going to be doing something that's a little more theatrical, literature if you will, and I'm really excited about it. It's like a project or something. It's just acting, and it's something that I'm really excited to do. And I'm just waiting till October because I have a big video planned about my journey essentially, and that's gonna be a whole theatrics. But for now, for the time being, I'm gonna take it slow. I'm not gonna put this too much pressure on myself, and I'm just gonna have this microphone, talk, say whatever's on my mind, post rather consistently, and keep the editing to a minimum because editing just sucks the life out of me, and if I'm having a good day, I'll edit. But yeah, anyways, I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate people that support this channel, the little 60 subscribers that I have. I don't care though, I'm grateful. Hopefully I keep going at this. I'm pretty sure I will though. And yeah, so I will see y'all later.